Hello you sexy beasts, welcome back to BluePrints, the barely weekly show that brings you the numbers you never wanted. In this episode, we're taking a look at the hyped Hawker Hunter. The Hawker Hunter is a British jet aircraft developed during the late 1940s and early 50s. The modified first prototype broke the world airspeed record for jet-powered aircraft, achieving over 1,170 km/h. Filling the roles of fighter, fighter-bomber and reconnaissance aircraft, the Hunter saw widespread success in the export market, serving 21 other air forces and remaining in service as late as 2014 in the Lebanese Air Force. The variant we have in the game is the Hunter F1, and it sits in the British tech tree just after the Venom. Being a top-tier jet, you can expect to face anything from battle rating 8.0 to 9.0. In terms of performance, this aircraft is a bit underwhelming. Since the Hunter is such a heavy aircraft compared to its peers, its climb rate is naturally one of the worst, especially when fresh out of research. Don't expect to face your enemies on even altitude. A full upgrade amends this problem somewhat, but unless you're facing F-86 F2s, you won't outclimb anything. Top speed is one of the aces of this aircraft. The Hunter is able to outrun anything in naval flight and similar level of upgrade. Be mindful of CL-13s however, as an upgraded one can easily catch you, and even when both you and your opponent are aced, your speed advantage is negligible. The turning time of the Hunter is, as expected, rather bad. Neither stock nor upgraded should you ever attempt to turn fight anything. Ever. You may be able to learn F2 into breaking its wings at high speeds, but don't count on them having boosters installed. The roll rate is somewhat mediocre. It's not quite as bad as the MiGs, but you can't roll with the sabers either. In a pinch, you can roll out of the way of a diving enemy, but if they're catching up to you, you're doing it wrong. Sadly, the acceleration of this aircraft is rather bad as well. At anything below 800 km/h true airspeed, you will struggle to reach your top speed before the enemy does. However, once you reach 800 km/h, you do actually accelerate just a tiny bit faster than anything else, giving you that edge in high speeds. The armament of this aircraft is what really makes it stand out from its competitors. The four 30mm Aiden cannons fired 1,300 rounds per minute each, have a muzzle velocity of 790 meters per second, and carry a total of 600 high explosive incendiary tracer, high explosive fragmentation incendiary and or armor piercing shells. The resulting 20.84 kg per second burst mass is the highest in the game, and is sure to make short work of any unfortunate soul caught in your aim. There really is no use to carry anything but the air target belt, as the AP penetration of a mere 30mm at 500 meters range is not quite enough to deal with tanks in an effective manner. As long as you don't have new boosters installed, you won't break your wings and turn at any speed. Installing boosters will make you turn and roll a bit faster, at the expense of breaking your wings in a full turn at 900 km/h. Since the Hunter was never meant to be a turn fighter, installing new boosters is not recommended. As for stall speeds, this aircraft needs more speed to keep it in the air than any of its competitors. At 230 km/h indicated airspeeds with landing flaps and 250 km/h without, you'll need to get used to do higher speed landings than you're used to. At least the flaps and gear are quite resistant to compensate for that. 450 km/h and 500 km/h are the speeds at which you'll risk breaking your landing flaps and gear respectively. Whilst it is very unlikely of ever happening, you can break your wings in a dive at 1,200 to 1,300 km/h. But you'll need to dive straight down from around 8 km altitude to ever achieve such speeds. One last word on energy retention. I didn't quite have the time to do full testing, but from hours of flying this beauty, it feels like it has quite decent energy retention in straight lines and shallow climbs. Of course, as soon as you try turning this thing, all that energy goes straight out the window. Lastly, some tips on how to fly the Hunter and how to fly against it. Given the low climb rate, high top speed and bad turning time, you should fly this aircraft as straight as possible. At the start of the match, climb to around 3 km altitude at a 10-degree angle and straighten out after to build up speed. Even if something like a MiG dives down on you, they'll have trouble keeping up with you. The nose-mounted Aiden cannons are perfect for head-ons. Yes, this is one of those very few aircraft that encourages head-on tactics. The high output and ammo count, coupled with the accuracy of having the cannons mounted in the nose and the explosive potential of the 30mm caliber, makes short work of anyone foolish enough to face you head-to-head. Given the high closing speeds at these tiers, start firing at around 2 km distance between you and your target, and evade before you reach 1 km, or else they will hit you back. Given the acceleration and climb problems, you should always try to keep this thing above 800 km/h at all times. Lose too much energy, and you might just have a pack of CL-13s poking you from behind. Keep in mind that a fully upgraded CL-13 can and will catch a stock Hunter. Lastly, the way you should engage your opponents. Force a head-on, evade, and don't turn around. Keep flying in a straight line and build up your speed. If the enemy turns around and chases you, wait until you are about 5 kilometers apart, turn around and repeat the process. Ideally, you'll also want to support your teammates. There's nothing easier than killing an enemy that's fixed on your teammate, and the aid and cannons are sure to make short work of them. And finally, how to fly against the hunter. Pretty much do the opposite of everything I just told the hunter pilots. Do not under any circumstances go into a head-on with a hunter. Instead, force them to either chase you into a turn or lose energy and speed. If you can catch a hunter below 600 km per hour, you can easily out-accelerate it and catch it. Other than that, always keep an eye out behind you whilst chasing another aircraft. A hunter can close in faster than you expect it to, and once you see the muzzle flashes, it's too late. The Hawker Hunter is a beautiful and fast jet with awesome armament. Sadly, it is rather inflexible and requires a very specific playstyle in order to be effective. Nonetheless, if you master the Hunter, you will be the nightmare of any MiG-15 BIS pilot. That's it for this episode of BluePrints. If you've enjoyed yourself, be sure to let me know by leaving a like and comment on what you'd like to see next. If you didn't like it, disliking the video is also fair. No hard feelings. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever a new video goes up. My name is MikeGoesBoom. And as always, thanks for touching. Wait, what? Hey there! Click on the left to find out what the best jet in War Thunder is. Or click on the right to watch the next video, which is classified as of yet and I can't really tell you about. Or else I'd have to shoot you.